Welcome back to Random Gaming Ninja. Thank you all for coming back. I appreciate all of my viewers and subscribers. So, be sure to hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that one. And hit the bell for notifications about new videos. I upload as frequently as I possibly can. So forgive me for any lapse in time, like if it takes me a couple months between uploads. That's just life. So, I've learned a thing or two. The Xbox One edition of Minecraft, outdated. No longer updated. And so it's missing quite a lot of stuff. Mainly like the new grindstone and tridents and mobs. Like, I don't even think it has rabbits. So that's pretty sad. And I did beat the End Dragon, but then after getting back to the real world with the egg and everything, I saved, I came back the next day, I turned on my game, and the file was unable to load. It said, file unable to load, corrupted data, something like that, so I had to delete it. And thus, I started over, I have an idea, I'm going to call it an easy-only playthrough. Elsewise from that, I was doing a speedrun attempt with the seed. I changed the seed to say, Minecraft. So, let me see if I can show you that real quick. So, let's see here. So, up there you can see the seed is -1595926131. But when I typed it in, when I created the new world, I went to the seed page, capital M, word Minecraft. Everything else was lowercase. And I have been doing duplication glitches, so that's why I have so much stuff. What happened when I first loaded in was I loaded in next to this huge mansion. Look at this place. It's massive. I was looking out over in that direction when I first loaded in. And there was those pumpkins, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I turn around, and oh my god, it's a huge mansion! And there was a chest, because I like bonus chest, because it usually helps. Especially in a speedrun. Sometimes it can give you key items, but most of the time not. So I went inside and I was on easy mode on my new file, and I found a Vindicator. I didn't know what a Vindicator was. The description on the top left of the screen said it was a hostile entity and it wields an axe. I died, to say the least. So over here is my XP farm idea, where I load my chests and all that, but none of this is going to matter because I'm not going to be playing this anymore except for fun. For funsies. I'm just going to play the newest version where it's online and you can play with a bunch of everybody else, and I have so much diamonds and everything I don't know what to do with. So forget this. We're not going to play this version. It's pointless. We'll play the new version instead, but first things first, I wanted to announce something. So stick around to the end of the video and I'll be sure to tell you all about it. I've got an idea for Dead by Daylight on the Xbox One. Stick around, I'll tell you all about it. Until the end of the video, be sure to hit that like if you like it. I'll be right back because this foolish ninja decided to start cooking and then start recording. I'll be right back. And if you heard a whooshing sound just now, it was the seat cushion that I just sat down on. It, when you sit down too fast, releases a force of air that sounds like a turtle making its sighing sound. So, back to Fallout New Vegas. I believe I've done a video on this before. If not, let me keep you up to date. I erased everything because I did all the DLC. Well, not all of them, just the ones I need to get the max level, which is level 50 from level 30. So yeah, I wanted a higher level cap. Big deal. And it was a big deal because I felt unfulfilled by the level 30 cap. So here we are, starting over. I'm over encumbered because I've been cheating the game. Let me tell you about it. So, you'll load up into the game. You'll choose your special stats after waking up and telling Doc Mitchell your name, whatever you want to call yourself. I decided to call myself RGN because that's acronym for Random Gaming Ninja, not to be confused with the other YouTuber who goes by the acronym RGN, which is Royal Gaming Network or something like that. I apologize if I have that wrong. So, the DLC includes quite a bit of new stuff, including different perks and different items that you start with. For example, you start with the Vault 13 Canteen when you download, I think, the Caravanner's Loot Pack or something or other. I forget what it's called. Anyway, you'll take a sip out of this every once in a while, so I think on hardcore mode that keeps your thirst in check, at least a little bit. So, I've got a bunch of stuff. Sorry, continuing. Right. So, you'll get out of Doc Mitchell's house after going through all the questionnaires and selecting your perks. I recommend starting out with your speech or barter being at least 25 and your intelligence being at least like 6 or 7. 9 is ideal because it gets you the most experience points, and the only reason I say 9 is because there's a place close to New Vegas where you can find somebody who will give you implants, a doctor, and she will give you implants for thousands of caps, so you better be sure to have a lot of caps, especially, well, if you do this exploit, you'll get a lot of caps, don't worry. Anyway, moving forward, that's why I leave my intelligence at 9, because there's an implant that gives you +1 intelligence. Now, the thing that I finished cooking, the timer just went off, I'll be right back. I know this is rude, please forgive me, I'm sorry. Ah yes, instant noodles before work. That's always fun. Getting back into it. So, I usually take a few things from Doc Mitchell's house just to get enough bottle caps. I'll come to Chet's place and I will purchase the 22 LR silenced handgun, and I will use that in the missions to come. I don't have any now because I sold it all back to him after I finished the mission. So you get that silenced ammo and whatnot, and you'll do the tutorial with Sunny Smiles. You can do whatever amount of tutorial you want. You can do just the first part, or you can do all of it. It doesn't matter. For me, personally, because I like to keep Cheyenne alive, which is the dog owned by Sunny Smiles, I'll do most of the tutorial up to the point when you're finished taking out the geckos at the Goodsprings freshwater springs. And there's a person that you can save along the way. I like to do that just because I like using a persona of positive energy character. I use evil characters that are, do dark deeds and all that, so that's when I'll change. But I'll get to that point, I'll finish the tutorial, I'll come talk to Trudy, the bar owner, I'll interrupt her conversation with Joe Cobb just to move things along a little faster. I'll talk to her about Ringo, and then I'll go talk to Joe Cobb first. Fair warning, to make this exploit work, do not go talk to Ringo first. Just don't. He's up there in the gas station. If you want this to work, don't talk to him first. Talk to Joe Cobb. You'll tell him that you want to help him take over Goodsprings. He'll tell you to take out Ringo. You will go and you can use whatever weapon you want to take him out. I prefer the 22 LR because you can sneak up behind him in the hidden state and do the deed quickly. You'll go back to Joe Cobb. You'll tell him the deed is done. He'll tell you to finish helping out, to come and get some armor, and regardless of whether or not you do or don't, he'll want to help, he'll want to finish taking down Goodsprings and taking over. So, before you come back here to loot the place, the first thing you will do is sneak up behind Joe Cobb and take him out using that very same 22 LR because it's silenced and a bunch of his goons are standing nearby, so you need to make sure they're not staring at you when you do this. You'll take them out. They don't matter. You can take them out if you want, before or after doing the exploit. You'll come back over here to Chet's store. And thus, you will talk to Chet. You can do one of two things. And I'll show you that in a moment. He has 5,000 caps because I've upped my barter level, as well as some perks. And I've been selling him a bunch of leather armor, so that I can purchase whatever I want. And I'll take all his caps and say thank you very much. You'll get this option here, at this point in the exploit, that the powder gangers need help. They need you to donate. He'll say whatever. You'll have these two options, which is why you want speech or barter at the very least to be 25, so that you can get XP, 9mm rounds, and leather armor for free. And you can continue to do this over and over infinitely. Because every time the XP blooper pops up, it, depending on how fast you're going, can get up to 125 or whatever type of XP you're running. I choose the educated perk to get me more points along the way, which will disappear once I exit Goodsprings and reset my character, which is the next part of the exploit. So I choose to go to level cap, which will now be 50 instead of 30. You'll go to the edge of Goodsprings, whichever edge of Goodsprings that you want to go to, where the barrier tells you you're about to leave. Would you like to finish your character? And you will select to reset your character. So, fair warning, when it comes to your perks, don't pick perks that deal with gender. Whether you're male or female, if you pick something like Confirmed Bachelor or, you know, the one for the female that's like she's a Black Widow or whatever. If you pick genderal perks, those will disappear when you reset your character. So leave those for the second time around. And when I say second time around, I mean when you reset. So perks that don't reset are quite a few. Perks that do reset and go back to being selectable are perks like Educated or Here and Now and stuff like that. I would show you, but that might take a little bit too long. So I'll see if I can get that going for you. Anyway, you'll reset your character, you'll level up a second time, and you'll get to pick a whole new set of perks. And guess what? All those perks that don't reset stay selected, even though you've reset your character. It lets you keep all of those perks. And then, as you progress through those levels again, as you level up, selecting what you would like to be up, like melee or unarmed or energy weapons or medicine or science, speech, what have you. Most people prefer to have speech at 100 just because of the end missions at the end of the game when you beat the story. And that's all well and fine. And that's what I was annoyed with being capped at level 30, was that you could only get maybe 3 or 4 of your specific categories up to 100. And that was annoying. And I don't like that. So let's see if I can get you to the list so I can show you which ones I believe reset, so that you have an idea of which ones do not. Although I have only just started this whole exploit thing for the new level cap, so I don't know what a lot of the new perks do. You can probably find more videos for that on YouTube. Be sure to take a look if you want. I'm sure there's plenty of good people providing really good content, and I hope to be one of those individuals moving forward. So sometimes I move a little too fast, and whether I'm using the D-pad or the joystick, it usually bloops over a selection or two, giving me to the wrong one. And that's okay. I just got to keep on selecting over and over and over until I get to whatever level I want. But we're not going to do that now. I'm just giving you an example of the list in case you wanted to reference what type of perks you'd like to choose. Because there is one that I would like to get that involves having a high level of melee and sneak, or maybe it's unarmed. I forget, it's either unarmed or melee, one of the two. And there's a perk called Ninja, and it increases your critical percentage, which I would only want it because, duh, Random Gaming Ninja. That kind of should have been obvious. No offense. I just thought there were some of you who might not have picked up on that right away. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to be honest. As you can see, I've already upped my speech all the way. I've got barter and a few other things up into the 80s and 90s. Because some of these don't require being at 100, so it's kind of a waste. So take a look at your perks list to discover what you would like to have at what level. And here we go. So ones like this will reset, these will reset, these will reset. I think stuff like Swift Learner resets. I'm not sure if Cannibal does, but stuff like Comprehension should stay with you, and a bunch of others should stay with you, because none of these deal with your gender. But ones like Mysterious Stranger and Misfortune, I don't know if those reset. I think Here and Now resets. Pretty sure this one and Educated reset. So I think Explorer is also one of the ones that it resets. I'll have to test that. And Tag, I think Tag resets. So don't pick those right away. You can pick those when you reset. And I think that's it for now. I'm just going to continue and just pick one. Let's see, Slinger, accuracy, and VATS is increased. I do use VATS a lot, so. But I don't use it for hand weapons. I use it for two-handed weapons usually. Oh well, if that resets, then that's fine. So I'll save that progress. And when you've sold all your stuff to Chet, and he has no more caps to give, I used to wait for multiple days in the game. I would go to the wait option by hitting the select button, and I would wait for 24 hours at a time for multiple days until his stock reset. But if you save and then go to the game and quit it like that, it resets the game. So when you load back in, his inventory is back to the maximum amount of caps that he's currently carrying at that time, and his shop items reset. So he gets like a fresh inventory every time you save and quit like that and then load back in. Now, since you stuck around to the end of the video, I will go ahead and say thank you. I appreciate that. And now for the announcement, Dead by Daylight on Xbox One Edition. For all of you Xbox One players out there who would like to get together on Dead by Daylight, I'll show you my gamer tag, and I'm doing something that I searched through YouTube for. I searched high and low, far and wide, across YouTube for this idea that I have that I will be calling Blood Points Giveaway. And how the Blood Points Giveaway is going to work is like this. I'm going to pick a killer, any killer, and I hope to turn this into a series so I can do every killer that I currently have unlocked, which to say is maybe half of the available options. So, once this loads, we'll do more on this, but I won't be able to record a session because I have to get to work. My apologies. But I appreciate all of you sticking around. If you have a comment or a suggestion, or you know my game list that I've provided in previous videos, be sure to leave your vote for what game you'd like to see me play. If you'd like to get in on the Blood Points giveaway, I'll be doing this as long as I possibly can. I tried loading a session earlier, but it wouldn't even get into a match. So I just will have to keep trying, maybe off recording, and then try and record a session if I get a chance. So I usually run Trapper. I recently ran the Shape and had a fun time because I hadn't played Dead by Daylight in a long time. And I ran the Shape just because I had a daily ritual that I wanted to complete. And I went into a match and I got a quad. And I was really, sincerely surprised, and it was awesome. I really had a great time. So I'll run whichever one of these characters. You guys can vote for which one you'd like me to run. These are the ones I have unlocked. I'll get more, but that might have to wait for a paycheck or two. So I'll run something. I'll get a bunch of perks, maybe a few add-ons and an offering. We'll get into a match, and I will be doing 0 sacrifices. That's right, I will only be taunting the survivors. I will not be putting them into the downed state. I will not be hooking them, and I will not be sacrificing them. I will be doing everything to the utmost possible to get them every last ounce of blood points that I can, and I will be losing on purpose. I'll be allowing them out of whatever, the hatch, the exit doors, it doesn't matter. Free blood points giveaway will be taking place as soon as possible, and so if you want in on the action, let's get you to my gamer tag. That's Random Gaming Ninja. I had to leave out a few vowels and use mostly consonants because there's a limited amount of letters or symbols that you can use. So capital R, A-N-D-M, capital G, A-M-N-G, capital N, Ninja. All one word, all together, on Xbox One. If you're on PS4, I apologize. I don't have one. I can't afford it. So I'll be doing sessions, and we'll be playing some Dead by Daylight, and I'll be giving out some free blood points, and I appreciate every single one of you. If you like this video, hit that like button with your ninja star, and I will see you in the shadows of games everywhere. Be sure to stay positive and awesome like a ninja. Farewell.